CBS News national security correspondent David Martin has been closely tracking the Russian military's march toward Kyiv, and he joins us now. David, the U.S. had been projecting Kyiv would fall within days. Is that still what they expect?
No, the Russian attempt to quickly take down the Ukrainian government has clearly failed. The Russians stalled, but we got to remember they're stalled, but this is not a spent force. We've seen the satellite photos of that convoy stuck on the road northwest of Kyiv. There's another convoy east of Kyiv, which is a tank column, almost a division's worth of tanks. They ended up there when they ran out of gas, literally ran out of gas, but they've been refueled now. And you can just see that it seems to be a matter of time before this push from the northwest and this push from the east come together in an encirclement.
And what happens when Kyiv becomes encircled? Because the United States has set some pretty clear lines of what they won't do. If Ukraine gets these fighter jets they want, will that make a difference?
Sure, it'll make a difference, but will it be decisive? I don't think so. The Poles, who are the country that is willing to transfer these MiG-29s, on paper they have 27 MiG-29s. We don't know if all 27 are combat ready, but more importantly, we don't know how many pilots Ukraine has left, because in air combat, it's the shortage of skilled pilots that usually gets to you before the loss of aircraft.
The U.S. has been pouring, my sources say, just pouring Stinger missiles, anti-aircraft and anti-tank weaponry in. Is that what Ukraine is completely dependent on right now?
Well, they have their own forces that they began the war with, but they had finite stocks of ammunition. I mean, Russia essentially has infinite stocks of ammunition because they can bring stuff from the interior. And all of those javelins and Stinger anti-tank and anti-aircraft missiles, they're coming in by land. But if Russia succeeds in encircling Kyiv, how are the supplies going to get through?
I have not been told yet, from every U.S. official I've asked, I have not heard the clear answer to the question of when all of these sanctions will actually affect their military and what's happening on the ground. When will we see an impact? I
don't think we should count on sanctions to have an impact on the fighting in Ukraine. What we should count on is that the Russians have proven themselves to be not very good at maneuver warfare. The art of maneuver warfare is to bring all your forces, land, air, all together at a point of attack. And they just seem incapable of doing that. The aircraft are flying over here and the land troops are trying to advance over here, so they're attacking in piecemeal. And the Ukrainians, because they know the terrain better and because they're fighting for their country, are able to stop them. If they get their act together, the laws of physics are going to apply here, and they're just going to be able to grind up the Ukrainian resistance.
David, thank you very much for your insight and for your reporting.